If you have been on my channel for any amount of time, you probably know that I am a huge fan of Rich Dad Poor Dad, the book, and Robert Kiyosaki. So today I'm sharing with you my top takeaways from the book because I recommend anybody who is into making more money read this book. It's super simple, easy to comprehend, and it has so many gems in it for those of us who didn't grow up in a family that really emphasize making money work for us. The lessons I'm sharing with you today are in no particular order. And my first one is work smarter, not harder. Now, what does that mean? Instead of trying to figure out how to work for more money, what can you do to get more money with less effort? Or how can you make your money work for you? It can look like delegating, outsourcing, getting better systems and strategies so that you don't have to work as hard. Lesson number 2 is to become financially literate. We are taught how to be workers, how to work for somebody else, not necessarily how to be investors and business owners. So we have to take it upon ourselves to teach ourselves about money. And with all of the technology and access to information that we have in this day and age, we really don't have any excuses not to be financially literate, become wealthy, and leave money for generations to come. Lesson number 3 is debt should be used to buy assets and not liabilities. And a lot of people don't know the difference between the two. In the book, Robert Kiyosaki says that his rich dad taught him that an asset puts money in your pocket and a liability takes money out of your pocket. A lot of the times we are told that our homes and our cars are assets, but according to Robert Kiyosaki, because you have to pay a mortgage and utilities and insurance on a house and it's taking money out of your pocket, it is a liability. Unless you are renting out a property or Airbnb-ing it, then the property is a liability. Unless you are putting your car on Uber or Turo or have it wrapped with advertisement for your business, then your car is a liability. And you want to have more assets than liabilities. Lesson number 4 is don't ask can, ask how. And that gets your brain really going. Your gears working to figure out how can you make this thing happen? What do you need to do? What resources do you need? Who can help you to figure out how to get the thing that you want and not can? Because can is a yes or no. How can I? It opens up a whole other world of possibilities. Lesson number 5 is how can I get out of the rat race and make my money work for me? So when you make money work for you, you are buying assets. The money that you've invested is making you money, even if you're not there, even if you're asleep. So you're not trading time for money. If I buy a property, then my money is growing even without me being there because I'm going to collect rent at the end of the month. Or if I have an account that's gaining interest or dividends, then my money is still working for me. If I am a digital product seller, then those products can be sold even if I'm not there. So how are you making your money work for you instead of you having to work for your money? Now you might say, well, I'm going to have to work. But once you attain the money from, for instance, your job, how much of that money are you putting in a place where your money can work for you? Number 6 is don't be afraid to make mistakes and simply take actions. We're taught in school that mistakes are bad and we get reprimanded, but in the real world, mistakes are where we do the most growing and learning. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. If you're not taking actions, then you don't even have the opportunity to make mistakes. So take actions, see what works and what doesn't work, learn from your mistakes instead of trying to avoid them at all costs. Lesson number 7, pay yourself first. It means invest in yourself first. Put money away in savings or education or investments. The first portion of money that goes out of your paycheck, you use to pay yourself first. Whatever is left over from after you pay yourself is what everybody else can get. But the point of the matter is you need to pay yourself first. If you're paying everybody else first, at the end of the day, most of us won't have much left over to invest and grow our money. Lesson number 8, your mind is your most valuable asset. And I talked about this a little bit before when I said, don't ask can, ask how. Your mind, your imagination cannot be replaced by AI, by anybody. So that is what sets you apart. You can come up with an infinite amount of ways to make money, to be of service to people. As adults, I feel like we lose the ability to be imaginative by everyday life, but also because we don't work our imaginative muscles. As employees, we put ourselves in a box. As an entrepreneur, you're going to be looking for ways or thinking about more ways to make money and be of service because you are banking on yourself for that paycheck. Lesson number 9 is to talk about money. The rich talk about money with their families, with their friends. Our average person doesn't want to talk about money, doesn't want to talk about how much they make, doesn't want to discuss their finances because it's considered a taboo topic. But the rich talk about ways to make money, talk about ways to invest, talk about how money is working for them or how it's not. We have to get familiar and comfortable and align with money if we want it to be in our lives. Lesson number 10, be around people who have what you want. Don't be afraid to be surrounded by a bunch of people that know more than what you know. You're going to up level to where they are just by being in the room with them and listening to their conversations and picking up on what it is that they're doing and how they're moving. And I'll leave you with a bonus lesson, and that is work to learn, don't work for money. When you're only working for money, you're bypassing the whole point. So if you're working to learn a skill, you're working to learn people, instead of having the main focus be on money, I'm showing up, I'm doing a job, I'm going home, you're not really paying attention to what's going on in your environment. Make sure you're there to learn as much as you can, as well as make the money. I hope that you got something out of this video. I definitely enjoy Rich Dad Poor Dad. Like I said, I recommend you check it out if you haven't already. Look up some videos at the very least, but I also linked the book in the description. So until next time, work smarter, work smarter, not harder. And if you enjoyed this video, I think you'll also enjoy this one. I'll see you in the next one.